Good time zones, everyone, and welcome to this very, very first episode of The City in Yellow. Now, I'm joined today with part of the cast. Two of them, unfortunately, could not join us, but they will join the story at a dramatically appropriate moment. In the meantime, let's already meet our players for today, starting with Will.
Hello, I'm Will, and I'm playing Herbert Percival Cunningham, Squadron Leader, retired 32nd Squadron, Royal Flying Corps, DFC, DSO, and BAR.
That is the whole title. Followed by Kit.
Hi, I'm Kit, and I'm playing Bridget Braun. That's it.
Okay, then Matt.
My name's Matthew Smith, and I'm playing Matthias von Lamberg.
And finally, Nicole.
You
are
muted, babe.
muted.
I can read those lips.
I think it was my headphone this time.
Much better.
Hi, I am Nick. I am playing Odie Fry, who's just got more money than sense.
Okay. So before we get started, I want to reiterate that we had a session 0 where we made sure that all the lines and veils have been defined and that our players are all good and comfortable. This campaign might have a little serious and sometimes dark tone, as all Cthulhu games have, but everything has been taken care of so that everybody is all good and safe. Now, without further ado, let's get started. So, our story brings us in 1920 in Strasbourg, France. I say France, but it hasn't always been France. The last war, the Great War as they call it, left a little bit of a weird situation in the city where German people have been kicked out. Some of them stayed, some of them don't want to stay. It's a weird mess, and the city is in a weird state of disarray. But one great initiative has been started in the city, called the Great Breakthrough, where a lot of unsanitary buildings got torn out, removed, the people relocated in order to build anew on top of their old ruins and make it a brand new, beautiful city. Now, our story doesn't really start there, but we will start it with a letter. A letter dated September 1st, 1920. And it's addressed to you, Matthias. Here is said letter. Let me show you that. And let me show the people. But do not worry, we will read it. And also, if you cannot read cursive, you have a transcript down below. The letter says, Dear Matthias, we met not long ago at the charming gala organized by City Hall. I am today forced to come to you, as I remember you mentioning your problem-solving and investigating skills, especially due to your trial debacle. I would be in great need of help with an urgent investigation. I hope I can count on you and would be immensely grateful. I will await you the next Monday, September 6th, at 10 a.m. in my City Hall office, hoping to see you then. Signed, Charles Bongens, Director in charge of urbanism in Strasbourg, Manager of the Great Breakthrough. Now, you all remember that evening quite well. It was just a few weeks ago. Beautiful, beautiful reception in City Hall in Strasbourg. You remember the gala. You remember everybody having beautiful, beautiful dresses, the music playing in the background. And at some point, you, Matthias, wandered out to the balcony just to get some fresh air. You saw only one man, short, a little bit chubby, with his, how can I say that, with this sort of bad come over to try to cover for, whatever hair is missing at the moment.
Alcoholically challenged.
At first, he seems a little bit, grumpy. I mean, his face features are a little bit like that. But what you really notice at first glance is how much of a smile he has over the city. He's looking at it with this sort of awe and almost like admiration. He just takes a quick glance behind him. What does he see, Matthias, when he's looking at you?
He sees a conservatively dressed man getting towards his middle age, a little worn in the face. That kind of look some veterans get after they've been on the front too long. Very very reserved though. Just seems a little weary of certain things. But sharp eyes, always kind of moving around, looking, trying to catch all the details of what's happening. Probably not the most personable person, but not rude.
Okay. He finishes his glance and goes back to looking at the city and just, without even looking at you, isn't it beautiful? Look at this view.
It is.
And it's only going to get better from here. You hear this almost love coming out of his voice right now for the city and everything is working. Oh, sorry. I forget all my manners. My name is Charles Bongens. I'm
Charles? Matthias van Lambert.
very nice to meet you, Matthias. Always glad to
Nice to
find
meet you.
some lovely people, especially in such a beautiful place. I'm working in this building, actually. This is just a few stairs below is my office. And whenever I can, I come back here and look at the city. It's hard to look away.
I
Although-
respect your dedication to your home.
It's not even
There are many who-
dedication at this point. It's just look at that potential. It is gorgeous. Oh, my deepest apologies. Not as gorgeous as you, ma'am. And he turns to the lady, looking a little bit uncomfortable, but joining you in this evening. Bridget, you're not necessarily used to appear very ladylike. She's
Right.
maybe a little bit uncomfortable. What does Charles see when he's looking at you?
She's about 5'5", got a short brunette bob. Pretty muscular. Looks like she doesn't wear a dress very often, but stepping up for the occasion. Looks like she can handle herself.
He approaches and gently and very gentleman-like grabs your hand, gives you a little kiss on the fingers.
Mhm.
Very, very nice to meet you. Miss
Braun.
Braun. Very nice to meet you. I see that you are keeping very good company. He is serving some more champagne, enjoying all the luxury that some other countries are not as lucky as you do. Some countries have prohibition right now, but no, not you. You have alcohol flowing, and you're loving it. Oh, I'm a little bit.
Oh, I was
blurry,
like,
my
you went all
apologies.
blurry there for a second.
It's alcohol.
As he's talking a little bit about the lovely company, you hear a noise, a clamor, a group of people gathering. He just looks down and, it looks like the company is extending. As a car approaches and getting out of it is a sort of a celebrity in the neighborhood. Herbert, what do people see when you get out of the car?
They see a well-dressed man very fine dark blue suit. Shoes shine to a high polish. Side-parted brown hair. And walking with a cane and a slight limp. But drinking it all in, sort of, he knows people are expecting to see him.
And people were waiting for the Herbert Cunningham to arrive at the party. The life of the party, some say. But how do you act towards this group of not necessarily followers, but fans?
Are they behind a barricade?
No, they're just like gathering around.
He takes it all in. He takes time to meet and shake hands and introduce himself to people he doesn't know, and he interacts with the people. He's not a snob.
Okay. You, Matthias, are a little bit used to what you see here. You have known Herbert for a bit, and you know of his habit of like making an entrance. So you're pretty okay with that. You're used to it. Next to him, coming out of the car just as lovely and fascinating, is Odile. What do they see?
She's very young, like, early 20s maybe. Long brown hair, in very fine clothes. Like, they are dyed particularly to emphasize, how he is. Very, very specifically dyed, and she's just looking around and just eating it up. Like, she's used to this. She's seen it before. She's been here.
This is your environment. This is
the world I live in.
This is the kind of gathering that you are used to and that you have seen oh so many times.
Yes.
And it does not disappoint. City Hall put everything together in a very nice and elegant fashion. You have plenty of drinks, plenty of food, very exquisite food. And as night progresses, you all end up on the balcony sharing more drinks and laugh with Charles, who is just taking it all in. Your personalities, your stories, weird events that led you guys to be in the newspaper for a bit. And he is extremely surprised to hear that you have had troubles with the justice. Troubles that were, of course, dealt with and that you don't have any issue with anymore. But still, he puts a name, on the map. But anywho, as night progresses, you learn a little bit more about that guy. You learn about how passionate he is about his project and how the great breakthrough is going to change Strasbourg forever and make it a fantastic cosmopolitan city. And yeah, night goes on, and that's what you remember. But that brings us back to September, where you are expected at his office on September 6th, Monday, September 6th. Do you all go?
Are we all invited?
You are all
The
invited,
letter-
absolutely. The letter was addressed to
Matthew-
Matthias specifically because
Right.
there was a report developed that day, but it is addressed to everybody.
And I would definitely let everyone know that that's somebody we met wanted our help.
Yeah. Odie would be curious enough to want to know.
Okay. You arrive back at City Hall on the early morning of Monday the 6th, and the mood is way different from what you remember. You remember City Hall and the reception hall and the party, but this is an office. Lots of people are just working. You hear the clickety-clack of so many typewriters, phones ringing here and there, people moving here and about. It is a mess, to say the least. But nonetheless, you are greeted by a young man in his late 20s, round glasses, messy hair, who is currently frantically typing up some documents, sorting them, typing them, sorting them, answering the phone, answering a question, answering the question on the phone, and he's just basically overworked. I'm sorry. Hi. Hello. What can I do for you? Hi.
We have a meeting set with Charles Bongens.
Oh, yes, right. Yes, right away. Please follow. Oh, my apologies. Philip, nice to meet you. And he's just gesturing as if he would be shaking your hands, but he's just like making the gesture and then leaving because he's in a hell of a hurry. Yeah. Leaving you hanging quite a little bit. You are being led to Charles's office, where he is delighted to see that you actually took his invitation to heart and arrived. Funny. Thank you, Philip. You can. Thank you. And he skitters away. He wants you all to sit. Your friends did not come with you? They might join later. It's okay. So, and he has this sort of heavy sigh. You knew that he would be tired given the extent of the project, but he's extremely tired right now. So the reason I asked you to come, as I said, is that I have some weird things happening on the construction sites. All along the project, there has been a number of incidents. A lot of incidents are happening in, construction projects. Of course, it's nothing to be surprised about. But the sheer volume of those incidents let me think that perhaps something else is afoot. There seems to be too many accidents too close together. Let me actually show you. I have a list. And he pulls out a stack of papers in which you can see a list of dates. Quite a lot of them. Here is said list. One moment.
Oh, dang, that's a long list.
Oh, wow.
It is indeed a very long list. You just browse through and notice that it happened all along the month of August, all along the construction sites, and almost all of them are mentioning incidents that happen in one specific street, November 22nd Street, or Rue du 29 Novembre in French. These are the only ones that I, took notice of and that I actually listed, but so many things happening all at once cannot be all coincidental. It seems odd and, as you can imagine, problematic.
Do you think it's sabotage? Unionist, maybe? Or
this is my first guess. I have contacted the police to try to get them to actually look into the matter. Let's just say that their work has been a little bit spotty. Inspector Levy was a little bit too keen to. Well, he actually replied the following. He just pulls out a letter explaining that no real that the investigation did not reveal anything specific. Let me actually show you.
Does that street mean anything to us and the things that we have been through? Is that in the vicinity of anything that brought us all
really.
together?
Not really. No, it's not in the vicinity, at least. You do have here's the letter from the Charles Levy, the superintendent. And for the people at home, dear Mr. Bongens, After a careful investigation on the field using the elements at our disposal, we can conclude without a shadow of a doubt that the incidents happening on the numerous site of the Great Breakthrough cannot be attributed to malicious intent, and as such, we cannot talk about sabotage, but unfortunate incidents. These incidents are most likely caused by the gargantuan scale of the overall projects, whose size multiplies the risk. The summer heat is also an increasing factor. We recommend to plan the works with more care and perhaps to spread the different destruction and reconstructions operation in order to prevent and minimize the amount of accidents on the various sites, which are and remain under your responsibility. Charles Levy, Superintendent.
Amazing.
So as you can see, that did not really sit well with me considering what is happening right now. That's a lot, and that is getting very problematic.
It sounds like they couldn't find anything, so they assumed there's nothing to be found.
That was my take as well, but you cannot really say that about the police without,
Not in public, no.
Not in public, yeah. If you do, you're being called either or a reactionary or whatever bad words.
Yeah.
But I have people on my ass for this. I have people, the banks breathing down my neck about the expenses of the Great Breakthrough. I have City Hall asking me for explanations or progress about the project, and I do not have answers for them.
I have a question for you that I hope you can answer quickly.
Please
do. Who would benefit from this project getting delayed or stopped? Is there anybody?
That's what I don't get. I don't think that anybody would benefit from this project not happening. We are literally rebuilding the city better. We are removing buildings that are on the verge of collapsing and making it all new and state-of-the-art. There is no logical reason to not get on board with the project. Even the people who are currently living in those places have been relocated to the city gardens. So, I don't know. It makes absolutely no sense to me, and that's why I, went to you, because you seem to have been dealing with some unlikely and unusual events. So this constituted unlikely and unusual events, I would say.
Yeah, just looking over this list really quickly, it seems like there's a problem with the bank. There's supplies are getting ruined by weather. It doesn't seem to be a central cause. It's just kind of messed up from every direction.
That's what I don't understand. If it was only pieces breaking or something, I would have definitely called an easy saboteur or something. But all those incidents,
too many places,
too many sources, too many unrelated people as well, and the sheer scope of everything that happened. Is
there anything significant about that street, the sites that are?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Not really. This is just the street that is on the, how can I say, it's one of the main branches of the Great Breakthrough. Let me actually show you how it's supposed to look like once we are done with the project. And he leads you to a map on the wall, beautiful map of Strasbourg, and he shows you this. So this is how it's supposed to look like. The whole construction is going to demolish everything on the 22 November Street, then go down to the Rue des Francs-Bourgeois and up to the Place Kléber, and using all that, all that area is going to be deconstructed and rebuilt. So everything seems to be mostly focused on the November 22nd Street, but I wouldn't be surprised if some stuff would happen on the other branches, but I do not know of them at the moment. I'm severely understaffed. As you can see, poor old Philip is a little bit working for 10 people right now. So
yeah, I saw that he also went down to the sites a couple of times.
Yes.
Does he have more information about what he saw there or anything?
Oh, you will definitely have to ask him. He knows. He basically knows as much as me about the project, if not more. He would probably be your, if you accept to help, of course, I don't want to presume, but he will probably be your main contact here. If you need any information about the breakthrough or the incidents or everything, or the people working on the sites, he is the one to talk to. He knows everything. Just forgive his rhythm, I would say. He's under a lot of stress. A lot of stress. But again, we all are, right? I really, really hope you can help on this matter, because I am at the end of my rope and I do not know what to say to the investors.
How are the investors right now? Are they nervous, or are they not fully aware of what's happening yet?
They are aware of everything that's happening. They are even, I would even say, a little bit too aware of many things. They know some stuff that I didn't have time to communicate to them yet, which
Like somebody's been feeding them information.
Yes, I wouldn't put it past the press, for example, to get some information and leak it to the appropriate people to get the maximum shock effect for the newspapers. But, you know, it's hearsay and word of mouth. It's a little bit hard to track, as you can imagine.
Yes.
So yes, I don't know.
Are all these instances all along the road, or are they concentrated in any one particular block?
No, they're mostly like, and when you look at the list, you can see the numbers of the houses, like the house number on the street, and he gives you a map of that street to just see the scope of it. And here's how it looks. So this is the street and the various numbers, and as you can see when you compare the documents and how everything is looking, it seems to be all along the street, even down to the actual Place Kléber. At the very end of that branch, it's everywhere. Which is also why I'm concerned. If they were so thorough to go almost to every single house in that street, that means an intent and malice.
It also means time and preparation to hit that many different locations in this many different ways.
Indeed. I do not know exactly all the details on the sites. I did visit many of them trying to figure out what happened, but this is probably something you could, if you would, go check by yourself, hopefully. At this point, I would settle for just answers. If you have a solution, please be my guest, but at the moment, even answers is fine by me.
Of course, I understand. We'll take a look and see if we can get you anything.
You are my saviors. It's you. I mean, you know how passionate I am about that project. You know how much I invest myself in this one. It cannot fail. Too many people have to gain from this. You know, this is not just a passion project.
It's everyone's best interest for this to go. Yes, I understand.
It is. Strasbourg needs to grow and to be better. And well, I will not continue to bother you with my
not at all.
But
not at all.
I thank you so much. I hope that you can find something. If you have any need, any question or anything, please go to Philip. He will be very happy to help you. Right, Philip? Yes, sir. Hold on. I'm here. Yes. Hold on. And he's just full on panicking right now.
That damn boy deserves a raise.
Well, I cannot argue with that. He does deserve it. Yeah. Not really doable with the investors' current situation, but yes. But Yes. He gets up and comes to shake all of your hands with so much gratitude in his eyes. You can see that he's just... He needs this. He needs to win.
There's nothing like insight, right? And just trying to read this
No.
guy, see if he's got some kind of sinister, like he's looking at the city and trying to do this thing, but maybe he's got underneath or underlying rationale that's not so on the up and up.
I know.
I don't know.
I know what you mean. Could you give me a wisdom save? First roll of the game, guys.
Right. My first roll in this game.
Nick, you're echoey for me. I don't know if it's for...
Yeah, you're echoing through Matt's
I don't know.
microphone.
Oh.
Yeah, I think we need to close the door. Let me step away real quick.
Okay.
No problem.
Thanks.
In the meantime, Nicole, sorry, Odile. Looking at how his body language and his attitude and the way he speaks and everything, you don't sense any malice or ill omen in the way he's like speaking.
Okay.
That's just a super passionate man.
Okay. That's
so much better. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah.
And you said he was really tired. Like, does he have the kind of tired, like, because I know we've had sleep issues.
Sleeping problems?
Is it giving us any kind of vibes of like what we're experiencing, or?
No, that gives you more a vibe of an overworked kind of person. Philippe definitely has the same kind of bags under the eyes, although they might be a little bit deeper for the young guy.
Right.
But no, it's just stress and exhaustion. Nothing that seems to be reminiscent of what you experienced.
Okay.
Right. Well, thank you so much. I am available if you need me. You can contact Philip. You can send us a telegram. There's a lot of post office in Strasbourg. Just let me know whatever you need, and we will try to accommodate. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your... Yes.
He gently leads you out of his office.
I did have one real quick question. Is this a paid job or what?
Oh yes.
Sorry. I know some of us don't need it, but you know.
Oh yeah. My deepest apologies. We will definitely make a official project participant fee that I will arrange to be a little bit, higher than we would do for many people. I do not have an exact number right now, as budget is complicated.
Okay,
but don't worry. My
needs are simple, but I still have them. Yeah.
Oh, completely understandable. I have complicated needs, so you are one of the lucky ones. Yes, don't worry about that. I like every good work deserves reward, of course. Don't worry.
I agree. Okay.
He gives an understanding nod to Philip, who nods, but at the same head movement just grabs another phone and picks it up. There are roughly 3 or 4 people gravitating around Philip at any given time, just giving him papers or taking papers from him. And he looks at you. Hi, hello. Charles told me that I need to help you. Do you have any questions? Do you have anything? Anything? Tell me. If not, have a good day.
What did you see when you went to the site? I know you went a couple of times.
I did. It was well, mostly the people were a bit how can I say, weary and tired and exhausted and depressed, most of them, to be honest. I did notice that there has been some places where the how can I say, the building has been completely collapsed, and pieces of the whole stairway and everything just fell to the ground, completely broken. It made absolutely no sense, because I know some of those workers. I interviewed quite a lot of them, and they are all very professional and very efficient usually. So I don't know, but the few that are still there are, starting to get tired.
None of them seem sick or
Sick?
inebriated.
Inebriated? No. All of them are like still very, very professional. There was a few sick people, as you probably found in the reports, but they did not come back right away. Or if they did come back, they were back in full health.
Right.
All right.
Who's the current on-site person? Sorry.
On-site person? It depends on the site, actually, because the whole project along the Street of 22 November is spread among several sites. There's basically one site per house so that we can work in parallel all together and hopefully get the project moving forward. I would love that, but that doesn't really work. They usually share, most of them share an architect that is basically handling everything. In the case of some of them, the architects quit, and that is problematic because there's no supervision, and we are struggling a little bit.
You have a list of employees, construction, whoever, like people that are on site.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he just pulls out a stack of papers. Do you need every single name? Do you need what do you need?
I just want to look at it really quick and compare it to the list we found in the doctor's office and just see if there's any crossover.
Okay. So, this will be a flashlight roll.
Haha, I'm so glad I'm doing the flashlight roll.
Yes, indeed.
And ask me to do it.
I'm not the smart one. I need to shut up. Okay.
But
Or
as
ask one of us. Ask for help. We are here.
Absolutely. So as you dig through the papers, you do have a quite a good memory of the names that you encountered there. None of them seems to be reminiscent. There's at least a few hundreds people on that list. So you're just having like a diagonal read, trying to just pinpoint a few people from the list of the doctor that you had encountered with. But none of them seems to be, all of them seems to be workers and like not necessarily have the means to go to that kind of doctor. And the other ones are mostly the architects, like normal Applebaum. It's just, none of the names ring reminiscent to you.
Okay.
Okay, so did you all do a history on this street before started reconstructing it? Like, was there some,
Oh yeah. We did a whole survey. We made sure that there was no cultural significance and that there was no, pipes or something that would make it problematic. The good thing is, since we are demolishing the buildings, it's not that we are like building on top of something existing. We are basically breaking everything up and then building on top of it. So we would discover if there was anything problematic underneath, and we haven't discovered anything so far. No pipes, no old buildings, no ancient burial ground, nothing. So it was supposed to be good and to work good. It was supposed to.
Yeah.
At least that's what they told me when they hired me.
Hang in there, Philip. Hang in there.
Yeah, trying to. Now, if you don't mind, and as you look back, the line of 2 or 3 people extended to 5 or 6.
Thanks.
The thought I have is maybe like one of the architects or something that's left the project to find out why. So maybe if we can get contact information.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Which one would you like to contact?
Let's see. I had a name here a second ago.
If you want to start at the beginning of the street, I can. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So the architects for the first batch of the street was Norman Apfelman.
He's no longer on the project.
Well, he's not. He quit around August. He looks at his notes, 18th, and we haven't heard from him yet. We haven't been able to contact him, but to be fair, we've been a bit busy. But I can give you the address. Absolutely, no problem.
It's a good place to start.
Sure. He gives you the address of the architect, which I do not have right now, but you do have it.
But it does exist.
We have it.
It does
Yeah,
exist.
but
There
for
is
We
an
know where we're
address.
Mm.
There is an address. All right.
So while we're here with Philip, we'll get a few addresses.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
deal with the mechanics of it later. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The first addresses that he gives you are Norman Apfelman, which is the first architect. He also gives you the address of the second architect, Rodolph Wuttenberger. This one quit on August 13th, and he was in charge of the buildings 8 through 12.
What about Bobo Empart?
Oh, he did also give you his address. Yes,
You really want to talk to Bobo, don't you?
you do want
Bridget
to talk
wants
to
to
Bobo.
talk to somebody named Bobo for sure.
I would advise not to tease him too much on that. He's been teased enough. But yes. Well, have a very good day. Please help. And he just goes
Good
back
luck.
to his work. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. So where to first, ladies and gents?
I mean, Bobo, but if you guys want to go somewhere
One's as good as any at this point until we
Yeah,
know more.
right.
It's
Let's
just
see.
picking an entry in a.
Rudolph, he quit on the 13th. Was that the earliest? Because the other guy was like on the 18th of August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on
So-
project number 8, 10, and 12.
Yeah.
So he's in charge of a
So-
few. And the only thing is he cited like family difficulties.
Yeah. Personal and family difficulties.
Yeah.
But yeah. So at least it seems like he's definitely someone who might talk to us and might be an easier go. Might be a dead end too. But
Yeah.
if these are all really connected, then we should at least get some information. And like I say, he seems someone inclined to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bobo Ebhardt actually is one of the architects that hasn't quit yet. So that might be easier for you to contact him.
Oh, he's on site. Yeah.
He might be on site.
Especially if we say we're working for the city, he might be inclined to talk to us.
Do we need any paperwork or anything to prove that we're officially sanctioned by the city or the project?
You can ask for one.
Yes. I want a badge.
Okay.
Mayor's office badge.
Yes.
You go back to Philip, who is seeing you come back with a sort of, how can I say, a mix of fear and panic in his eyes.
We quit. No, I'm just kidding.
And he looks at you and says, yes, what can I do for you?
Just something to prove that we're, officially on the case.
Just some papers to authorize us to ask around the work site so people don't try to us
I need
off.
a badge. Philip, I need
Oh yes, of course. What was that? A badge?
a badge.
And he's like starting to ruffle through drawers and papers and all sorts of boxes nearby, and he just gets this one badge holder that is very generic and starts to clumsily cut a piece of paper, applies a stamp on it, and signs it Philip Blatt. There you go. And I hope that one is enough.
Yes.
Yes.
Fine.
Thank you. Have a good day. And he goes back to work.
Poor Philip.
He's a good man.
Hashtag justice for Philip. If you want to talk to Bobo Ebhardt, you know that he would be able to be found at number 27th on that street. If that's who you're looking for.
He's on the work site still. He
He is.
probably has the whole history. He's probably also gotten a lot more work, so he might have noticed some kind of pattern that some people might not have asked about yet.
Yeah.
I say Bobo is actually probably a good person to start with.
Yeah.
See, I have good ideas. Go see Bobo.
We are agreeing with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, going towards number 27, you walk along the street of 22 November, and it is a mess. There are so many construction sites everywhere. Lots of people are working. Lots of people are trying to work. Some of them you see are just sitting there and waiting and not doing anything. But there are the sounds of constructions all around you, and this very distinctive smell of dust and all the rubbles. And from this point of view, it looks like a war zone.
Mm-hmm.
But
This
you
looks
arrive.
familiar.
You do arrive at number 27, and the architect is trying to give all sorts of information. You do see that a lot of people are not working at the moment. They're just listening to instructions from this guy. He's looking quite sharp, round glasses, very nice tie, and he's kind of a commanding presence on the site. And as you approach, that's a Bobo.
That's a Bobo.
As you get closer, he looks at you and it's like, "Oh, I'm very sorry. The site is not open to visitors at the moment."
Mr.
Well,
Edmar?
wait,
Yes,
Bridget
that-
We
Braun,
work for
I'm
the
here on
city.
official business. She flashes.
Oh, official business.
We're here checking on the accidents that have been happening around here, seeing if maybe we can mitigate some of them, find a cause that we can eliminate. We just need a few minutes of your time.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Especially considering that this site has been affected quite a bit. There has not been only one incident, and that is getting on my nerves a little bit. What?
Yes, we've been briefed on a number of incidents. It seems like the city wants a group of specialists to be dedicated to the investigations, since the police seem unable to donate the resources they should to this.
Well, at least they were able to allocate resources to a fine team and nice-looking badges. Anywho, yes, ask away. Yeah, tell me.
Did we notice anything consistent with all these incidents? Anything that happens around the times where construction fails or people get sick?
Well, it really depends on the time. The very first incident was at the very beginning of August and was not was easy to discard as just an act of a prankster. All of the tools have been stolen, and it is a bit problematic, to say the least. The second incident was a little bit more problematic, as a whole floor, like a whole ground on the second floor, collapsed on the workers. One of them died, and there has been a few injuries. And as you can imagine, there was a lot of talk, and I can assure you, I have supervised everything that has been built. It is absolutely impossible that it was a fault in constructions. They have all worked through and through with a lot of efficiency. So this could not have been, just a random accident.
But no sabotage. There's been no workers who've been making noise about stopping the project or protesting or anything like that.
Well, not really. I mean, a lot of workers right now decided to stop working the very next day, which is understandable considering one of their friends died in this kind of situation. But I mean, you can talk around with them if you want, with the few who remained, but a lot of them just decided, nope, we will not work on this site anymore.
Because of the accidents that have been happening.
Yes. At least that's the explanation that they gave me.
All right. We'll talk to them soon, I suppose. Is there anything else? Has there been any strange visitors or anybody poking around here that shouldn't be? Reporters or anything like that keep showing up? Something like that.
People, I mean, except from the occasional hobo that is just roaming on the street, I didn't see anyone too problematic or suspicious. It is well, it is hard to be keeping track of everybody on site, to be honest. There's a lot of workers, but none of them seem to really be suspicious. Yes, Herbert?
Our notes, mention workers speaking of a curse. Could you elaborate on that, please?
Yes. Well, since it is very unlikely that the construction falling was due to malpractice or like a bad workmanship, the only other explanation that the workers found was that the site is cursed and that we should stop working on there or else more accidents will happen. And it is hard to discredit as a rumor because of the sheer amount of problems that are happening. But, I mean, a curse? Really? I mean,
do they have any kind of story behind it, maybe? Like any kind of superstition besides just general curse? Maybe they might have noticed something that they might not have told you. What do they think the curse is? Besides bad luck.
I mean, they have not elaborated with me that much about the curse. I mean, they knew better than to talk to the architect about the curse of a construction site, you understand? But
one would hope so, but you never know.
I mean, and he just looks around for specific workers, and he just nods to one guy. Says, this one here, he's the one who brought that to me once, telling me that no, it's cursed, I don't want to. He eventually turned around and started working again because, well, they need the money. But yeah, maybe you can ask him. He's Stefan.
Thank you. Stefan.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's talk to Stefan.
Are there
everyone.
workers? Can we see workers around us now? On the
Yes,
site?
yes. There's a few, not a lot of them. Some of them are begrudgingly working.
Yeah, how do they look?
They look
tired.
They look sort of like careful, like too careful, you know, like really. You can see them watching
every step,
watching every single step, especially the ones who are working a little bit on the higher floors. You can see them putting a foot down, waiting another foot down, and then continuing. There's this definite like sense of slowness due to over carefulness.
Okay.
Do they look like Strasbourg natives, or are they from other places? Or
I mean, they do look like natives. Strasbourg is a pretty cosmopolitan city. Not that much at that time yet, but you don't see anyone really sticking out as out of place. They all seem to be general
locals.
French workers, locals.
okay.
Well,
I guess we talk to Stefan then.
Feel free to walk around, please. By all that is good and pure, be careful. But just I will let the workers know that you are free to examine or roam around, as long as you are being extremely careful. I do not need another death on my hands right now. Rest his soul, of course. Yes. All right.
Stefan.
So we will put Stefan.
Stefan is currently on the ladder, just taking bags of plaster and lifting them up and going like that. Yep. Who are you guys?
We're here to try to stop all these accidents from happening. We're trying to find out what's the cause and see if we can maybe do something about that.
Oh wow, you're like priests or something?
Maybe.
Like
maybe not as specifically.
You don't look like priests, guys.
But we can call other people in to help if they're needed.
That's nice.
It depends on what.
He lifts one heavy bag and just puts over the top, goes down, wipes his hands a little bit, and extends a handshake. His hand is disgustingly dusty.
Matthias will shake it without any problem whatsoever. Just firm shake.
Nice to meet you, man. I'm Stefan.
Herbert, charmed.
Yes, sir.
He holds his hand, puts his chest.
Charmed as well. Yeah. So, yeah. What
Why do you say priests?
Well, because let's be honest, that place needs a fucking exorcist. Have you heard about everything that's happening? That's not okay.
Heard of a lot of accidents. Haven't heard anything that requires exorcisms. I mean, but we don't work here. Obviously, we want to hear it from the people who've seen it. What makes you think that besides bad luck, that this is something that requires divine intervention?
Well, the thing is, at first it was just bad luck. The tools I got missing. Haha, tough shit. It happens. But
yeah, people are poor. I get it.
Yeah, right. You never know when you need a tool at home. This kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But when the ceiling collapsed on the poor guy and stuff, rest his soul. It's just like I remember my buddy Vincent telling me no, this place is cursed. Look at that. Even the rain, it started to pour at some point, and this is not good for constructions, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the rain's nobody's friend.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. It's the middle of summer. It was supposed to be super pretty all the time. And just as incidents happen, it rains. And then somebody dies. Well, not in that order, but you understand what I mean,
A lot of bad things are happening right on top of each other.
Yeah, I don't want to make any assumptions. I'm not saying that the rain killed these people. But you cannot tell me that something is not off there, Vincent... I did not buy his shit at first because, I'm kind of a smart man. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. But
you seem a smart man.
I am. Yeah, I am. Thank you. One of these days, I'm gonna be like this guy. He points at the architect.
I believe it. If you work hard enough, you'll do it.
What was that? Sorry.
I think we're saying opposite things.
Yeah.
He zoned out for a second and just did not manage to process two people talking. It was yeah. So yeah, I did not believe it. Did not believe him at first and stuff because I thought that he was just being too, all those superstitious. That's the word. Yeah, superstitious. But after a while, I gotta say he's making some good points. Yeah, and now I mean. I'm legit waiting for the next accident to happen.
Have they slowed down the accidents? Have they gotten less in some way?
I mean, on our side, it's okay. At the moment, we haven't had any more dead people, so that's something. But yeah, a lot of to be fair, I don't see a lot of other people because we stick to our own sites, and not a lot of workers want to work on these sites because it has become, the cursed one. So
yeah.
But maybe better look at the other ones.
Have you seen anything weird other than these events that have happened? But outside of that,
seen any jokers around here messing with stuff, or somebody who keeps showing up who's not doing work but seems to be messing around?
It's just
weirdos.
Things for. I mean, there's always weirdos. It's Strasbourg. It's full of weirdos. No, I don't see a lot of weird people. I mean, if anything, the people who stayed to work there are the weird ones.
You guys are the weirdos?
Oh yeah, I mean, staying at a place that is definitely did not want to be built, yeah, that makes us weirdos a little bit.
That makes you determined.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, hey, you smart.
Thank you.
Damn. Well, since all those workers quit and stuff, I kind of have a lot of work to do, so
yeah, we'll let you get back to it. Thank you for. I knew we went to the right man to find out things. We will check things out. Thank you.
Yeah, But real quick, you said who was it that told you about the curse first?
Oh, Vincent. He's
Vincent.
He's
He's still-
what the fuck is he actually? I haven't seen him in a few days.
A few days.
Yeah. Like that's odd.
We'll ask Bobo about it. Maybe Bobo knows where they are.
Yeah, sure. Good. Yeah. Ask
Bobo
him.
knows.
He's like young guy, brown hair, looks sad all the times. That kind of guy.
Mm.
Well, that
Gotcha.
that describes a lot of people. But yeah, just ask him around.
I will. Thank you.
Cool. And he goes back to lifting more plaster bags. You can see that you can actually see the place that collapsed, and it is a mess. It is pieces of rubble that are still being moved away even to this day. They are trying to build it back, but with lots of difficulties. It's a struggle.
It's a serious collapse.
Yeah.
He mentioned there were people injured. Should we maybe see if we can speak to them, get a report on maybe events leading up to the collapse?
Yeah, we should talk to survivors. They probably would have seen something up close. Maybe they would have noticed something. Let's talk to this Vincent.
Agreed. While we're here, yes, we should talk to Vincent.
Yeah.
Oh, he said he hasn't seen Vincent.
Yeah. I'm like, if we can
Yeah,
find it.
let's see if Bobo knows where he's at. Maybe he moved him to another site, or if he quit, maybe he knows where he lives. And then we'll do the rounds, see if we can talk to some survivors, and
Herbert will
see if we
sort
can
of
talk to
stroll over it. Bobo, dear boy, one more thing.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes.
I can't remember the last guy's name that was on the letter.
Stefan.
Stefan mentioned Vincent is the propagator of these curse talks. Is he about?
Really? Oh, well, I actually have not seen it. I assume that he was one of the ones who quit, but he's also one of the late hires, so it might also be the reason for that. Just give me 1 second. He pulls out a notebook where you can see a list of all the employees and just some small notes next to each of them. Yep, that's the one. He got hired on August 11th, and he's stuck there for like 4 or 5 days, and I haven't seen him since. So you're telling me you're telling me that he came to the construction site, stuck for 4 days, spread some rumors about a curse, and left? I will spank the boy.
That is what it sounds like, yes, if Stefan's report is true. Would you have a forwarding address for this Vincent?
Let me see. I personally do not have. Perhaps Mr. Blatt would have one. Philip Blatt at the City Hall.
Yes.
Maybe he has this information.
We're familiar.
He's a very calm gentleman.
What's
He is.
Vincent's last name?
Vincent? Just give me 1 second. Interesting. He actually just been introduced as Vincent. He's trying to look for the whole file, the whole folder. Yeah, I don't have a name actually.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like an interesting oversight from Philip. He should sleep more.
Do you happen to know anybody who was injured in any of these incidents who's still around, or that you could point us to?
Oh, still around? No, unfortunately. Most of the workers who got hurt are still under intensive care. As you can imagine, you have seen the place that collapsed. It's...
Where are they being kept? What hospital are they at?
Oh, in Strasbourg Student Hospital.
Got you. That makes sense.
It does.
Thank you very much.
I hope they're going to be better and hopefully come back to work soon. But hey, health first, right? But
exactly, health
but
first.
Construction close second.
Okay.
To each his own, I suppose. Thank you very much.
We
You're
shan't
very
take
welcome.
up any more of your time.
It was no bother at all. As a quick
Off we
note,
go.
Herbert, you're not very comfortable on that place. Well, first of all, because it's disgustingly dusty, but also with all the rubble that is everywhere, moving about with your cane is kind of a struggle. Just putting that. And from what you have seen strolling across the street, this is probably going to be a recurring problem for you. Because rubbles are everywhere. But anywho, what are you up to? As a note, if you need to get some information from Philip, you don't always have to walk there and back from City Hall. You can probably go to the nearest post office and use one of the phone booths there.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Do we want to see if
We one of the
get-
guys. One of the people he's answering the phone for.
Do we want to see if we can get Vincent's last name, or do we want to go talk to
Or an
someone
address,
else?
maybe.
Yeah, I definitely think we should pursue this Vincent first.
Vincent seems sketchy.
Yeah, especially with. I mean, like, why wouldn't you put a last name? It just seems weird how you dig through.
Also, before we go bothering the patients in the hospital.
Right.
Yeah. Eyewitnesses, they might have seen something weird right before it happened or noticed something.
Oh, I totally agree, but, hospitals.
Yeah.
Oh.
Huh. Interesting that Vincent's first day was August 11th, which was the day of the collapse.
That's what I was just
and
looking at.
when they first talked about a curse was that day where he was there.
Yeah.
I'm glad you caught up, dear.
It takes me a while. I know. I have to go through these things.
She understands fast, but you have to explain long.
Yes.
As a note, I would also need all of you to roll a smoke check for all the talking you have been doing on that site.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Let's see where.
Oh.
Come on, baby. Oh.
Good job. Okay, so Herbert and Matthias, I don't know how to say that.
Matthias.
That took a lot out of you to just talk to those people, handle the conversation. It's a little bit exhausting, so your dice is reduced by 1. Whereabouts is the group going?
So we're gonna find a phone booth. And
We're going to find a phone booth and call about Vincent. Yes.
Vincent.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. Walking around Strasbourg, you can easily find a post office, especially considering the overall place. It's really in the center of everything. You are, let me show you actually where. You currently are on that street here. Let me point it to you and remove all of that.
It's a little map thing.
You should hopefully be on the map. You are currently on that street here, Rue du 22 Novembre. I don't know if you see the little ping. Yes.
Let's see.
The red ping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
The post office is right there.
Katy Pelly.
I will actually make it one post office so you can have a little marker here and there. It's gonna be helpful, hopefully. Where is that? Post office. There you go.
Okay.
Cool. So you're going to the post office. Phone booths are very easily accessible. You get there, ring the phone that has been given to you, and yes, Philip Blatt. Hello.
He's on the phone.
If you guys are spent, Bridget can do the talking. Haha.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Philip, we need some information. There's a
Of course you
one of
do.
the employees here named Vincent, who was working on it. I'll give him the site.
Oh, okay. Just
Need-
give me
need-
1 second.
Mhm.
And you hear the rustling of papers and the sound of the, handheld being put down, then put back up, then put down, then put back up. No, you're probably mistaken. I have nothing but that name.
Of course.
Mm.
Like,
Not
are you sure you
suspicious at
didn't?
all.
Are you sure you didn't mishear it or something?
Yeah, we were sort of expecting.
Everyone-
Is there anything else we need from Philip while we're here?
Tell him what day he started, and
Yeah. See if you
Oh,
can
yeah.
find anybody
He
who got
started
hired that day.
on the 11th, and and I'll give him the site address.
Okay, so started on 11th at number 27. Nope, I have nobody but the description. I didn't send anybody that way.
That's strange.
Yeah.
I mean, is
I
there
was sort of
is there
expecting
more
it, though.
people that is there more people working there than we should? Are we gonna have to redo the whole salary checks and everything?
No. This person
don't
took
worry,
off.
don't
They
worry.
were there
Oh.
for a few days and left.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Everything is okay. Everything is under control.
It is.
It's
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah. No more work to do. No anymore.
we were just like huddled around the phone, like
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm on the phone. I'm just like, we're all in the phone booth, like.
Scooby Doo shit.
Yeah, that's definitely some
We're all
Scooby-Doo
sitting listening.
Yeah, no, there's definitely nobody by that name. At least not sent by me, so I don't know what to tell you. Except maybe for a good day? Perhaps, perchance, hopefully.
Mhm.
Thank you!
Mhm.
And she just hangs up with this heavy
Yeah.
cling that you hear on the other side of the thing. You even hear, just before hanging up, the operator in the middle saying just, wow, and just hanging up everything.
Wow. Yeah. that's
Curiouser
dead.
and curiouser.
Definitely. Whew. Okay.
Should we gotten a better description than just sad dude?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if we would
Short-
have gotten anything better.
Short brown hair.
They
Yeah.
seem overworked and stressed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree. I just
Yeah.
not a lot to go on, and
Mhm.
Vincent's probably not even a real name, so
Right. Yeah.
we just know
that's
somebody
expected.
showed up and started spreading rumors.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk to one of the other architects that has left the project and find out why? Or do we want to talk to some survivors?
Certainly it might gather more leads speaking to the architects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They may also have encountered this Vincent chap.
Right.
Yeah, the architect that first one, the one who quit on the 13th, the Vincent was there until the 14th, so
Mhm.
maybe there's a connection. Maybe
Norman,
something.
I think this was his name, Norman.
Rudolph.
Yeah. Rudolph.
The one that the one on 13 was Rudolph. Yes.
Rudolph.
Okay.
Rudolph. All right.
I was making notes in this in our thing.
As one should.
As one should indeed.
Okay.
So where would you like to go?
Should we
So
talk
we
to
have-
Rudolph or should?
You have Rudolph's full name, yes, so we could potentially look his address up in the phone
Yeah.
book.
Yes, Rudolf
Yeah.
Wuttenberger.
We got
I
his.
think we
We
may-
got his address.
We
Yeah,
got his
we got
address.
it.
Yeah,
Oh, we've already
those
got it?
from Philip
Yeah.
before we
Yeah.
left, yeah.
It's
You
very
were-
early, and I'm struggling to concentrate.
It's all good.
Oh, there's a lot of
You're
information.
doing
I know,
better
I'm
than
like,
me, and I
"Give
don't-
something."
I don't even have the excuse.
Yeah, me too.
You would actually have also been given by dear old Philip the letter of resignation from Rudolph.
Okay.
You don't really
That would
have
be
it
handy.
like here as a handout, but basically
Yeah.
the paper is talking about some personal and family emergencies that would force him to stop the project and go back to his parents.
Oh.
Are his parents in town?
Apparently, no. There was there's not more explanation than that, but from what you could have gathered from Philip when you got the letter, his whole family is in Metz. Not is in MS, is the city Metz, M-E-T-Z.
Okay.
And
So
then
we
what
probably
about
won't have luck.
Norman was the other name I remember.
Yeah.
For architect.
So we're saying that it's just a completely dead lead, like Rudolph's out of play.
Well, I wonder if maybe where his parents have a phone, maybe we can try calling.
I mean, you do have his address, though, if you need to check that out. If need be, you do have that.
Also, maybe he lied about why he quit. Maybe he got spooked and didn't want to say, I quit because I'm spooked out.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he didn't leave at all.
Yeah, exactly. Let's check the address. At the very least, we can get maybe some contact info and send a telegram to his parents if he did leave.
Mm-hmm.
And if he has some good things, we can rob him. I'm joking.
He says not absolutely joking.
Matthias looks just faintly horrified, like, oh, he's joking. Oh, obviously he's joking. Yes.
Because Odie's cracking up, like, ah, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, Matthias play that nervous laughter of like, what are they being serious?
Richard puts her crowbar back in her pocket. Yeah, it's a joke.
Okay, let's focus, people. Let's focus.
Yeah. We didn't get to say, hey, yo, Bobo! But, okay, let's go.
How far away is this address?
Not that far. I mean, relatively speaking, everything is close by, in Strasbourg. It would take you probably the better part of an hour to get there by foot. Even you with the limp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna want to walk.
I mean, he's not completely crippled. It's just like an old injury, but like he's still feeling that.
An hour walking through.
We could call the car.
Matthias wouldn't want to either. He'd be wheezing by the time he walked that long. His lungs don't do so well.
We can
While we're at the phone booth, Herbert will drop a dime and send for a town car from his hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, sir. It will be sent your way.
Thank you, Jeeves. Or whatever your name is.
Just call everyone Jeeves.
Car is
tracked.
I would need you to roll a wealth check, however. Because money is everything.
Sure, let me just find my character sheet.
In your instance, it would represent how much of a tab you currently have at the hotel. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get broke. It's mostly a question of how much money you're going to have to pay back. And it's a success. All is good.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Car you did send your way. It doesn't go deep into the street of 22 November as it is rubble everywhere, but at the very start of the street on the east side, you can definitely get in and be carried away to wherever destination you want within the city confines.
Awesome.
So whatever
to the address of
Rudolph's.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Indeed.
Arriving there, it is this sort of small house in the middle of the street. It's this very secluded kind of small dark street with a very single-story house that seems a little bit isolated and not necessarily very well kept. I mean, it seems on par with his status.
Not as well maintained as it might be.
Yes.
Could you ping it on the map, please?
No, I could not because I do not have it, but you do.
Okay.
So some of the address is going to be a little bit, imagine it.
Theater of the mind.
Yeah, theater of the mind. But yes. The house currently seems to be dark. No lights within it. Also, as a note,
what time of day is this?
I was actually about to say that this is like very early afternoon.
Sorry.
No worries. By the time you talked with Charles in the morning, got all the information, and already started a new investigation, right now, when you arrive at that house, it is early afternoon. I would say 2 p.m. ish.
But the house is dark. No signs of activity.
Now the grass, the little patch of grass around seems to be a little bit overgrown.
Hmm.
Is there any
Maybe
like
he didn't leave.
newspapers or mail like backed up or anything like that? Any signs that it's been a while?
You can see at the mailbox in front of the house that there seems to be a few leaflets and general advertisements are still sticking out. Judging by the sheer amount of them, he hasn't picked it up for at the very least 2 or 3 weeks.
Is there any addressed mail?
Address, as in like a redirected.
Yeah.
Or addressed mail to him rather than just like junk mail or leaflets or whatever.
There are a few addressed specifically to him. Yeah. These are mostly bills from the electric company and general taxes, basically. Nothing seems to be very personal or like postcard or anything.
Anything from the phone company?
He doesn't seem to have a phone.
Okay.
Depending on your social status back then and your wealth, phones at home were not necessarily the most common, especially in a city being rebuilt.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to? What would you like to do?
Matthias will just walk up and knock. Just take the simple approach first.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Simple approach is a good idea. You knock at the door. It remains without an answer. And you can see that most of the windows, the curtains have been closed. And yeah, no answer.
Is the door
I don't
locked?
hear any activity inside the house. Like I don't hear anyone scrambling around or trying to be quiet and no signs of activity.
So you put your ear against the door and try to focus as much as possible. And there doesn't seem to be any movement within that house. I need a flashlight roll.
You got it.
Cool.
No worries.
All is good.
Is the door locked?
The door is currently locked. Depending on how gifted you feel about unlocking a door, you're welcome to try. If you so wish.
Let's see.
I was gonna say, I don't think if there's somebody here, they're hiding quite well. I don't think there is. Do we want to look around?
Maybe we.
As far as unlocking the door is, as illegal as that would be, you are in a secluded street. If you want to do so, you may or may not be not noticed. So, up to you.
If Herbert does a sort of once around the house, around the section, is there a back door?
There is, yes. That seems to be leading to, from what you can see through the small window, a kitchen.
Maybe the back door is a better option, getting it.
More discreet, I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this place is pretty secluded. I don't really... Have we even seen anybody on the street around here?
Not that many. Especially not here. There are a few passerbys, but not...
If there are, then definitely the back door sounds...
Yeah.
I think we all vote the back door.
Team back door.
Team back door, okay.
That one's for you, Kit.
The pervs in the room. Is the back door unlocked? Is it
no, it
free
is
to
currently,
enter?
It is currently locked. It is, however, less of a sturdy door than the main one.
So you say it's easier to get into the back door?
It is.
Generally.
All right. Let's try and open this thing.
Just shoulder it in. Should I just try to muscle it?
You try to muscle it?
Yeah.
Well-placed boot.
In that case, give me a strength save, please. That's a success. You just take a step back and just rush towards the door. That basically does not resist that much. You have seen people trying to, knock doors and it just flings open. This one collapses open. Just Bridget throws her entire body against it and the thing just goes flap on the ground.
gets
You are-
enthusiastic sometimes.
You are currently inside the house. What are you looking for?
Well, does the kitchen look
Zip.
like it was? Does the kitchen look like it was, cleaned up and then abandoned and then left, or does it look like somebody left, just one day stopped cleaning this place and it's just all mid meal or like there's stuff out going bad? Or does it look like someone left suddenly or at all?
I mean, there is a fruit basket where some of the apples are starting to get a little bit of personality, I would say.
Hmm.
That's so beautiful. I'm gonna use that forever now.
Me too.
But yeah, you don't see any sign of recent cleaning. All like whatever food is still there or left is rotten. There's a few dirty dishes currently in the sink that
So,
also are
so it
starting
doesn't
to
look like
yeah.
get spicy. So it doesn't look like somebody planned to leave. Like they would have emptied out their pantry and cleaned up. No, someone just left, or at least stopped coming into the kitchen.
Yeah, as far as the kitchen is concerned, yes. If you want to investigate, who would like to? If somebody would like to search the house, I will need a flashlight roll. Just be aware.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
and let's
Yes,
go-
Herbert. What was that?
Or
I was going to say I'll do the flashlight roll, but
Okay. Cool. You find two things worth of notice. You do find his a sort of a desk with some drawers in it. Lots of papers, a little wad of money, a few francs, nothing too eccentric. Two things really kind of stand out. First of all, in the living room, there is this very dark, sort of brown spot on the rug. That seems.
I was going to.
Yeah.
I was going to say is one of my things I'd be looking for is signs of violence or a struggle or something like that.
I mean, it's hard to say considering like the color and the lack of lighting and everything, but this could be blood. Yeah, this could be definitely dried blood. The other thing that kind of stands out is a little notebook within the desk. It seems to be sort of agenda or like meeting lists and stuff like that. The very last entry in that book is at August 12th for 8 p.m. meeting one Roderick person.
Roderick person.
Yes, Matthias.
Could I use my magnifying glass to kind of look at that stain to see if I can pick out any more details from it?
Absolutely.
Going to be doing the very cliched looking at clues with a magnifying glass.
Well, Sherlock away. I'm going to need a flashlight roll.
You got it.
Ooh. Oh, that's
Interesting. So your investigation
Flashlight's reduced.
it's reducing. It is a little bit exhausting for you right now. But yeah, looking very closely at the stain on the rug, definitely you can see that this is blood. This is definitely blood. You're pretty sure that you can even find signs of a tooth somewhere underneath, like a
Piece of one?
a nearby chair. There's just this little thing sticking out, and looking at it, it seems to be a piece of a tooth. Whatever
Looks
it
like
was.
somebody
Somebody got pummeled here.
Someone got punched in the face hard. I show the little tooth piece I found, and this is definitely blood on the carpet. Somebody took a shot.
How big is the blood stain?
what I was going to ask.
The bloodstain would be roughly. Oh, I'm gonna have to convert in like colonial units.
Don't worry, I do metric.
Okay, cool. The stain itself would be roughly like 50 centimeters in diameter, something like that.
Fairly decent. Okay. Not for me.
That's quite a stain. But from what
Yeah.
you could see, being really down on the ground and stuff like that, this thing was dried for a long time.
Like weeks, one might say?
Possibly weeks, yeah.
No last name for Roderick on the appointment?
Nope. You just see like a very quick handwritten note saying Roderick, 8 p.m., August 12th.
Does it say where at all?
It does not, as a matter of fact. You do notice that somewhere else in the notebooks, other appointments had places. Not all of them, but some other had. So you get the feeling that perhaps this meant that he met him there, at home.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, we have another name. Maybe Roderick and Vincent might know each other.
Or the
Well,
same
there
person.
could be one and the same.
Yeah.
I'm
Jinx.
thinking that as well.
Is there any other rooms to be searched, bedrooms and such?
You have, I would say that with the roll that you had earlier, you did search the bedroom as well. Nothing really worth of note. There is this cupboard with tons of clothes and underwear and linen for the bed and everything. Nothing out of the ordinary. It doesn't seem as much as you saw violence downstairs. Nothing seems to have been taken from there. He still has like a lot of important papers in his desk. None of it has been taken.
Doesn't look like
And-
a suitcase has been packed. Like clothes are
No.
missing.
He resigned. He resigned by letter.
He did. And you have the letter, by the way.
Yeah, like he never went to resign. I wonder if the handwriting looks. Did he handwrite the letter?
You could definitely check. I would need this flashlight roll to examine that, but absolutely.
All right, let's
Checking
check
the handwriting versus on the letter versus the notebook.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Okay. You are looking everywhere today, and it's like getting to you right now. But
Very exhausting.
you can say without the shadow of the doubt that this is not the same handwriting. Somebody has tried to imitate his handwriting on the resignation letter, but it was a clumsy attempt, and it's definitely different.
I think we need to take this appointment book with us to show
Yep.
what's been going on here.
We should also perhaps inquire with Philippe as to whether a Roderick was in employ
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
at any given point.
yeah, good call. Sadly, I don't think we're gonna find a phone anywhere near here. We're probably gonna have to walk a bit, I think.
Mhm. Well, you
There's a
still have
car
the
right
car
outside
waiting.
the way.
Outside,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right, there's a car. I forgot the car was still there.
Nothing as
Maurice
pedestrian
does
as
not
like
just
a-
leave me.
Yeah.
We could take the car back to the hotel and to make our calls from there.
Sounds like a good place to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm far past requiring a bite for lunch.
I definitely could use a little rest at least.
There are many, many restaurants to be found everywhere in Strasbourg. And the local cuisine, now that you've been there for a bit, is quite good. Not the, softest or the most fanciest, but goddamn does it feel a belly.
I was kind of intending that we might eat at the restaurant in the hotel.
They have a really good buffet.
At the
That you can do
whatever I called the hotel
Petit
last week.
Papillon. The Petit
Oh,
Papillon.
Le
Le
Petit.
Petit Papillon.
We need to.
I remember all of the butterfly things. Hashtag not paranoid.
Well,
I'm
to be
just
fair,
adding it.
by the time
I'm
you
just-
search the house, it would probably be in the vicinity of like 3:30 to 4 p.m. max. Up to you if you would like indeed to go back to the hotel, continue your investigation. Up to you.
Do we
Maybe
want to
we
try to
stop.
find Norman before we head back? The other architect.
maybe we call it a day.
Yeah, actually, probably start in the morning. We've gotten some good leads here, and who knows? Maybe this Norman might know Roderick, but it's getting late. And I think a proper supper is in order at this point in time.
Right. And we can, at least put the name Roderick in Philip's head, and have
Yeah,
that.
let's get. Yeah, we'll
Have
make
him
the
move
call.
forward.
All right.
Yeah.
No problem. In that case, coming back to the Petit Papillon, you enjoy a nice buffet, fancy, delicious, on Herbert's tab, I would assume.
Yes.
Which would assume I would need a wealth check, please.
Just baller.
All right, Herbert making it rain, not a problem. Especially considering right now.
He's very rich, you guys.
Yeah. Plus, you have 2 less mouths to feed today, so it's easier to splurge.
Yeah, Ezekiel, he can pack it away,
Yeah,
man.
That gypsy dude
He
can
literally
eat.
was packing it away last time.
Yeah. Dinner is served with all sorts of, whatever alcohol you would require or soft drinks if you so desire. What is exactly your plan? Do you call it for today and we start at September 7th?
Yeah.
Do we want to see if we
call
can
Philip
call?
first.
Call
Yeah,
Philip.
I'm guessing he works late. So.
Float the name Roderick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Easy enough to do. You call Philip, who is still working. Hello? He seems a little bit slower in his speech now. You get the feeling that there's less people in the office and he has finally time to breathe. Yes? What can I do for you?
I was just wondering if you could run us another name.
Absolutely.
Has a Roderick ever been employee of the Rue 22? Whatever the street's called.
Roderick. Do you happen to have a name? Last name?
No, not currently.
Nah. Okay, he's going to
around
take
the 12th. Is that when the
12th? Okay, that's interesting. Let me see.
Yeah.
I do not see anybody by that name within our employee list. No, I can confirm. No Roderick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is that just on one specific project or across the whole project?
Oh, across the whole project. I went through all the lists. I'm very organized.
That'll be all. Thank you very much, Philip.
Oh, my very pleasure.
Do get some rest.
Oh.
All work and no play makes John a dull boy.
Yeah. But sleep is overrated and sometimes unattainable. But I will try. Have a very, very good evening. And
Good evening, sir.
He very gently hangs up this time.
Cool. Herbert will refer the information that he heard on the phone onto the rest of the squad and dinner time, and then he will sit politely until you guys leave, and then he'll go to
All right. Taking a little bit of time to get the hint. Yes, Matthias?
I was gonna say, do we actually call Herbert, or does he have a name he prefers to go by?
I thought he said Percy.
Yeah, he prefers
Percy?
Percy, but that sort of got
All right.
his
will-
middle name is
I will
Percival.
correct that. So he will call CSO at least will call you Percy.
And I will.
And that's
do so
kind
as
of like
well.
when he gets more friendly with people, people know him as Percy.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
So morning time, where are we meeting?
I would say before
Percy.
morning time, just a question. How long, respectively, do you take to take the hint that you need to get away? Just how much do you splurge on Percy's account?
No. Matthias will take time, but he's mostly because he eats slowly. He's like one of those guys who knife and forks everything.
Oh, I hate those people.
He's just like, that's how he was raised. Like, it's like everyone's watching you all the time. You always have to be, just so. So he's not spending a lot, but he's definitely not eating super fast. And he's, trying to keep small talk, even despite the fact he can tell that Percy is getting less and less interested in keeping it going.
Yeah.
Bridget wolfs down, has a couple beers, and bails.
Yeah, Odie is much more of the, I will take advantage of the cocktails. The food is like, she just picks, but, before she flits off.
Okay.
So he's off exactly 2 coffees with his meal and then out.
Okay. That's a very Germanic way of dealing with things. I like it. Which brings us indeed to the
Herbert's
morning.
just drinking a martini, taking it all in. It's fine.
All right. Morning comes on September 7th. What do you do? Where do you meet up?
I would have suggested that Herbert, Percy, I've gotten in the habit of calling my own character the wrong thing now. Does the run around, does the school run, comes in his car and picks everyone up.
All right. Is that, to just be helpful or to just make sure that they don't come back to the hotel and overstay?
You don't know.
he figured that's the way he could skip on breakfast, having to pay for breakfast. To be helpful. It's efficient.
A little bit of both.
Military.
Talking about
He's a military man.
Talking about the car, by the way, do you drive it or have a driver?
No, he is a driver, of course.
Of course.
What sort of questions that?
Makes sense. Just making sure.
I think his name is Maurice. Didn't you name him?
Yeah, his name's Maurice.
Maurice. Okay. I would also mention that since it is like small city cars, people in the back are a little bit, crowded together in the back seat. Yeah. It definitely fits for you all 4 plus Maurice. But when the party will expand, it will probably not be enough.
That's okay. We'll call my car. We can just roll too deep.
My car is better. It's okay. It's bigger.
It's fine. We'll just have 2.
With the beautiful hair toss.
Yeah.
Bridget just trying to hold her muscles in, not take up as much room.
So Maurice turns to you.
Matthias almost always in a car start to fall asleep. Like he's just used to he's just used to military trucks, and these are so much smoother. It's like, boom, goes right out.
So yes, Percy. Maurice turns to you. Where to, sir?
He will rattle off the 3 addresses in the most efficient order.
Right away, sir.
Pickups. And
he drives expertly, smoothly, and without a hitch. And now that you have picked up everybody, your 3 compadres are just crumbing themselves in the back of the car a little bit. And Maurice is waiting destination and instructions.
We got the address for this.
For Norman.
You do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
First things first. Just talk to Norman.
Okay. Sounds good. Going to Norman. Just give me 1 second. Yes. Going to his address, you can see this sort of apartment buildings. It's not a specific house, it's just a building. You can see this sort of old-ish woman in her, I would say like late 60s, just sweeping in front of the building and looking at you with a sense of wonder.
Oldish, in her 60s. Got it.
I regretted it the instant I said it. Okay.
Right, it's not like you went ancient crone.
Yeah.
Just oldish woman.
Yeah, so this person, like way past her expiration date, is here sweeping.
Ouch.
Savage.
Oh, no comment.
Okay.
Well, hello there. Who are you
See,
folks?
I knew there was going to be a voice. I knew it was going to be crotchety old fucking voice.
It's
I have
Strasbourg in the
I have a
1920s, okay. What was
I
that
have a
person?
question. Because we spent the night, do our dices reset or they stay what they
No,
are?
you need
Or like,
no, you need to have an actual day off to try to like recover some of your resources, and not all of them.
A player day off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will
Right.
send you all the information on how to recover all those.
yeah, that's cool. Thank you.
So, do you interact with that lady at all?
Sure.
Is that a general question or directed at one of us in particular?
Anyone who would like to. If not, you're
Well-
welcome to just roam around.
So
Um,
so where exactly is she? Is she outside the apartment building?
Yeah, she's outside the apartment building. She's currently sweeping some, some dust in front of the porch to try to make the sidewalk the cleanest it could be.
Does she pay us any attention?
Oh yes, she's. The moment you guys arrived in the car, her sweeping motion stopped, and suddenly there was this small grin on her side of her face, as in, "Oh, something is happening. New people, yay!" And
she's
Matthias will
Because
walk right up to her.
Because old people have got nothing better to do.
Not a damn thing.
the nosy neighbor.
the nosy neighbor indeed. And the moment you start to walk towards her, she starts to walk towards you and meet you halfway and extends a hand already. Well, hello, sir.
And Matthias will shake it. Hello, how are you?
I am very well. How are you?
Very well this morning. You wouldn't happen to know Norman, would you? I'm looking for him. It's a work-related thing.
Work related. For Norman. Oh yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know him. I'm his landlord actually. My name is Mathilde. Nice to meet you.
Matilda?
Mathilde, yes, indeed. Well, I haven't seen him in a bit. I do know that. I heard the bad news. I heard that he quit his job. That's horrible in this day and age. You need to keep a job. It's
Exactly.
important.
Hoping to talk to him about maybe another job. So we wanted to ask him about some, possible leads for a new one. So we're hoping to get in contact with him.
Oh, I'm afraid you're out of luck. I haven't seen him for like 2 weeks. A little bit more. Hold on. I know exactly. And she kind of strolls inside her apartment, comes back with a stack of papers where you can see just notes, rows of notes. And just a quick glance, you can definitely see that, she entertains herself by keeping tracks of everything that's happening in the neighborhood. Yes, I haven't seen Norman since August 20th. Yes, that's the last day. That's last time I saw him. He was not good, since his trip. He was a little bit weird.
His trip?
What trip is that?
Oh yeah, right. He went to a small, I think it was business-related trip in Berlin, and when he came back, he was a bit, what's the word? Different. He seemed gloomier, a little bit. Yeah, it's not exactly his usual behavior. He usually is a very, respectful, nice young boy, but
Did he travel with anybody else?
He didn't. I don't think he did. I know that he came back and just looks through the papers again, 16th, and but I don't think he traveled with anyone.
And then he quit 2 days later.
Could you, Percy, could you give me a smoke roll, please?
Oh, that's not good news. Damn it.
Interesting. Okay, so your social skills are just depleted by that woman who just
Old people, man, they'll use
for,
you up,
for
spit you out.
some reason this one is taking a lot out of you, but she's
Punishing Jet.
but she's looking at you and she kind of leans in and she's like, but like I do remember him going out very late at night with another man just like a few days after he came back, and that's not usually him. He's not a party goer, he's more of a quiet, peaceful man, and going out like that in the middle of the night with somebody that we have never seen before in the building, that's not very, that's not in
That
his
is very
habits.
strange.
It is odd. Something is afoot.
Can you describe what this person looked like that he went out with?
Not really. No, it was very late at night, and I I went to bed a few hours earlier because I sleep very early these days. But it's probably because of the heat. Like summer in Strasbourg is a little bit heavy, but some people say that like everything is getting warmer and warmer. But I don't really believe them. So I went to bed a little bit early that day, but I woke up to get a glass of water, and the more she speaks, the more Percy you're like done with her. It's like too much.
So how do you know you've never seen him in the building before if you can't even describe him?
Well, that man seemed to be, from what I could see through the shadow, he seemed to be a little bit older than him. More, well, older is a big word. He was young like me, from what I could see. Exactly.
Very spry. Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
You look very spry, yes.
I am, thank you. Like, I am 68 years young, and I'm very, still very efficient. I know.
And his Percy's just going to be sort of like tapping his cane impatiently, like this is really breaking his balls, not getting anywhere.
Hate to ask this, because I know you are a very respectable young woman, but you wouldn't have happened to have overheard anything they were talking about, like maybe a name or anything like that. I just am curious.
I'm afraid
I love the gossip. I'm sorry.
I understand. I am not a gossiper myself, but I do understand. Like one, no. I understand the appeal. But no, I'm afraid I didn't get up fast enough to hear more conversation. But it also probably means that they were talking a little bit more sneakily, which makes it even more suspicious, if you ask me.
That is very suspicious. People should talk where
that's
you
not
can
my
hear them.
business. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we should leave him a note. We should go to his door.
Oh yeah, sure.
Has he paid up for this month? Is he paid for September?
He already did. Yes, he usually paid like 3 month by 3 month. I do hope that he's going to come back at some point because I will not keep his apartment forever. He's in a good neighborhood. Many people will be lucky to live here.
And it's very well maintained. He looks around, at the very clean sidewalks.
It is absolutely. And she just strolls to like where Percy is and just like whisk a little bit where the cane was tapping just to remove a little bit of rubble. It's like, but yes, it is extremely clean and I'm very proud of my neighborhood.
Just hammered a hole in the sidewalk.
Very old concrete, very old.
Would you mind terribly if we looked around Norman's apartment?
We are very concerned. This is disturbing news. I hope he's okay.
That I completely understand, but it's a little bit, I cannot really in my, I cannot really in my position let anybody in someone else's apartment as long as they are still,
Ma'am, can I tell you something?
The city hall sent us specifically. We're sanctioned.
I want the screenshot kid hanging out the badge. It's beautiful.
We're changing her name to Badget now.
Badget.
Badget. That's your new nickname in the group.
Percy Braun, I carry a badge. Yeah.
Well, I would need a smoke check if you would really like from Badget, please.
Okay, let's do it.
All
What's
right.
up?
She likes that badge.
Nope.
She's like, well, if it is for City Hall, of course I would be remiss, and I do hope that City Hall will remember that, of course, right? Right?
We will for sure.
Of
What was
course.
your name?
Mathilde.
Mathilde. We will make sure to let them know how helpful you were.
And how
Fantastic.
beautiful this neighborhood is. How well maintained.
It is, and it is important. It's one of the less known good neighborhoods in Strasbourg, you know? Anywho, come with me, please. She leads you painstakingly slow to the second floor. And even for people who are walking slow, you know, it's that kind of person who goes one step, second foot, one step, second foot, and it takes forever. But arriving at the door, you see that she has this keychain with a heavy selection of keys, finds the right one instantly, opens the door, and just don't stay there too long. You know, I would not want my other renters to know that I'm letting people in, even for City Hall, of course.
Right.
Of course.
Absolutely.
No, we understand. We want to make sure Norman's okay and that everything's as it should be, you know?
I completely understand. Well, let me know when you are done. I will be downstairs.
Of course.
Thank
I
you
will,
so
of course, let you know anything we find out about Norman, just for your own peace of mind.
Oh, absolutely. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you, sir. She closes the door behind you, and you are within Norman's apartment.
We are totally not doing that. Anyway.
Have at it, kids.
Search.
So who would like to search?
I'll
As
search.
What do we see when we first come in? Is this place disheveled? Is it clean? Is it?
It is very clean.
Yeah.
The first glance that you get is a sense of a little bit empty. You know, there's definitely a sense of some stuff missing, especially when you look a quick glance at the bedroom. You do see that some clothes are missing. There's no trace of any suitcase. Definitely this place has been left consciously.
No funky fruit.
No funky fruit, no. Like all the food shelves and everything are empty. Whatever stuff would be not necessary. You still have some older cans of stuff in the trash, but nothing out of the ordinary. It does give you the vibe of somebody who left on purpose.
Mm-hmm. So there's no
Percy
like.
just didn't. Okay.
I would say just there's no like red stains or anything, or brown stains or.
No red
signs.
stain. No apparent red stain. But if you'd like to dig closer, it would definitely require a flashlight roll from somebody or everybody. Up to you.
I did a flashlight and succeeded.
You did all good, perfect. You are absolutely positive and certain that there is no trace of blood anywhere or signs of scuffle, anything. It seems you do see a lot of papers and documents about architecture overall. He seems to be very, I can say, studious and very invested in his work and passionate about his work. Nothing seems to.
Anything with names that we're looking out for on it?
No, none.
Right.
There is no. How can I say? No papers lying around. There is a small pad of paper, that seems to not have been used for a while. Stationery and stuff like that with his name, but nothing.
Any travel documents from his trip to Berlin?
You do see in the trash, at the very least, a small train stub.
Train ticket?
Yeah. Nothing that it does seem to. Let me tell you that right away. He apparently left for Berlin on August 13th, came back on 16th.
And the paper, does there any indentation, like we can do that old pencil trick to see if we can see what was written on the sheet?
Yeah, you can definitely try. And as you rub, nearby pencil on it. And kid, for fuck's sake, you are absolutely unbearable.
I cannot help where my brain goes.
I understand.
I cannot.
You can take the game out of the perv, but not the perv out of the game. I understand.
It drives there. I'm not steering it.
So
anyway, I'm rubbing.
As you rub it, pencil
Rub
on the
one out for
paper.
us. See if you can get a clue.
Yep. So you rub one out, and I'm gonna add so many trigger warnings to that episode, you guys.
You're welcome.
There is a text appearing, and you can recognize the resignation letter that he gave to Philip Blatt.
Mm.
The last document that seems to have been written on that pad is the resignation letter.
Okay.
Well, at least he actually wrote it here, probably, or at least it was written here. Do we see anything with his handwriting on it?
You can find some stuff, yeah.
And it matches the letter?
It does seem to match, yes.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is good or bad.
All I know is we endured that woman's punishing chat for a dead end.
Maybe not. Nothing's sticking out here then.
No, but I mean, there was another mysterious person. Oh,
however, I think this is time I use my deduction skill.
So tell
the provide a clue regarding the next step.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I should read this aloud. Once per session, I can use this skill to claim for the GM to provide a clue regarding the next step in our investigation. I'm using it now.
That's very convenient. Thinking about what you have seen so far, your first thought is that you really focused on the architects, and you have really only seen one of the construction sites. There are many of them. You get the feeling that maybe you should investigate them a little bit more and try to see, all the various incidents that happen, and maybe if there is a connection between them.
This is exactly what you guys hear me saying out loud while I'm looking at this resignation letter and hearing Percy's talk about this being a dead end. He's like, he's right, it is a dead end. We should be at construction sites. That's where the clues should be. That's where we could probably get more information. Each talking to landlords. He's trying to come up with a nice, polite word to describe it. Just because she's a busybody.
Just as a note, as you're kind of heading out of the apartment, when you open the main door, you suddenly hear like a little scuffle behind the door, and here stands Mathilde, who may or may not have been listening at the door.
Oh, she's got to die. Out of character.
No, it won't be long for her. She's so old.
We'll throw her down the stairs. It'll look natural causes.
I will not outlive it. I know. I will hear that for the end of time, or at least your time. Anywho. Anywho.
All right. Okay, let's focus.
What do you do?
All right.
I go to her immediately and well, it looks like he is just on another trip. Everything in here is completely in order. He's a very, very professional architect. Does she respond in any way?
I don't know.
Nope.
People don't seem to respond at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Does she look okay, or does she look upset, or just withdrawn?
No, she seems more like, You know what? Give me a wisdom save, please. Against deception.
All right.
Perfect. Great. No, she seems disappointed. It's more a matter of like, in her face you can read, shit, I thought I was going to get something spicy. She's very disappointed. She's probably more disappointed in you guys.
Yeah. That's okay. Well, I'm more relieved at that point then. Yes, I'm hoping he comes back soon. Would you of course let him know that the city is looking to rehire him for a project if he
that's
happens
fantastic.
to come back?
Oh, that's absolutely great. I will definitely let him know.
Yes. I mean, everyone should keep a job, yes? Yeah. He seems
very important in this day and age.
Yeah.
Should I mention who extended that invitation, sir? What was your name again?
Badget Braun from City Hall.
Badget Braun. Okay, yes.
I don't know why I went to a Scottish accent there. Sorry.
Unusual name. Interesting. But yes, I will definitely, if he comes back, I will definitely let him know.
Perfect. Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you so much for your help and for being so nice.
Oh, always a pleasure. It's always good to see some new young folks in the neighborhood.
And Matthias slowly walking backwards down, discreetly as he can.
Percy makes sure he gets in front of the old lady on the stairs so he can walk down at a normal pace.
Even with the cane, much faster.
Yeah.
We'll
see him scramble past us all. You
guys head out.
Done with this old chook.
You guys head out and try to kind of pick up the pace because halfway down the stairs, she starts rambling about her geraniums and her beautiful flowers on the side of the building. And you can sense that you do not have it in you to have that kind of conversation.
No. Biscuits. Nope.
You finally get out of reach of that woman and to a very patient Maurice waiting by the car. By the way, Percy,
is he smoking? Is he joking?
Yeah, could you describe Maurice to me? How do you envision him?
I can't. He's a space cowboy.
Right.
I was waiting for it.
I kind of imagine him of African descent, maybe from Côte d'Ivoire, something like that. He's not just a driver, but he's also a purser or bellhop at the hotel. He sort of splits his duties, but
a valet.
Valet. Percy and him have quite a fond relationship. Percy will ask for him by name as his driver.
Okay. Which came it came like a surprise to many people because there are quite a lot of stigmas about darker skinned people, especially in this day and age. But given his skills, his quietness and efficiency, you pushed him forward and make sure that he had the job, and he has been extremely grateful for you and always at your disposal if need be. And he has always been exceedingly polite.
He has white driving gloves.
He does.
And I may have been Googling 1920s luxury cars.
That is a good idea. So, seeing you guys approaching the car, he already gets inside and gets ready to go wherever you need to go.
He opens the door for us first.
Of course he does. He's not a savage. He's got standards. Of course he opens the door.
Playing a snob is great.
Yes.
All right. Well, where do we want to go, team?
Back to the Rue.
I mean, if we we should. Well, I mean, do we want to go check out some of the other sites where these accidents have occurred?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there might be something there. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
I know. I just didn't know if we wanted to talk to people or do something else, or I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I think we should just look. We've talked to a lot of people. Let's try and just see what we see.
Well, we could take a leisurely stroll down the rue and see if anything pops out at us.
Yeah. Precise.
Flashlight
Agreed.
checks, y'all.
Are you looking for something specific in the street, or are you going to a specific number, or are you doing something regarding the list? What do you do?
I think I would want to pull out the list and start like marking each one, like, you know, so like, so we look at each place, don't stay and linger long, but like at least that we mark them and can kind of see exactly where incidents have occurred. And then, you know, check and see if there's anything hidden, anything like, you know, just doesn't belong.
Anything that sticks out, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about numbers 8, 10, and 12, which is on August 13th, which is when Norman left? The architect.
Yeah, he was overseeing those projects. Yeah.
So maybe that block.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can absolutely go check them out. Let's start with 8. Walking towards 8, you can see that another architect seems to have been taken over. You are not necessarily aware of that guy, but somebody is definitely working and making sure that everything is going. But you can see in his face that he seems discouraged and possibly even, you know, like sad, basically. He looks... Oh, let me show you what he looks like. He looks like such... Oh, I forgot to send the picture, so that is stupid of me. I will send you that another day. He's looking around, filling out some paperwork, and you can see that not many people are working right now. There's a few workers, but just standing on the side. Some of them are smoking, some of them are just like playing with rubbles, but not a lot of work is happening. Do you continue to 9 and 11 and stuff? Or do you stop to this one, just so I know?
8, 10, and 12 are the ones listed. You guys want to go in order, or do you want to go specifically to those?
Or we could just stroll down this area there, go check it, and just go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just to see if maybe there's something else that we might notice that hasn't been reported yet. I mean, this list wasn't complete. It was more like the highlights. Right. Perhaps there's something else going on.
Okay. Continuing towards 9th, actually, I will show you the map of the road again, just so you have a better visual. There you go. The streets, you know, have this sort of like even and odd, you know, even on one side, odd on the other one, so you don't really have like 8 next to 9 and 11 and stuff.
Okay.
Right.
So be 8, 10, 12. Okay, I see.
Yes.
That's generally how roads work.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's the same in every country, so I just say it in case. But anywho, continuing to walk a little bit alongside that, on number 10, you don't see a lot of things happening. 12 seems to be completely deserted. The most activity you've seen on that block is at number 8, and that's the architect. You are...
Maybe we should make ourselves known to that architect and see what he has to say for himself.
Yeah. See if he recognizes the name Vincent or Roger.
Okay.
Or indeed if he knew Norman.
Oh, yeah.
And the other guy that we think might have been murdered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You arrive there, and just this guy filling up paperwork. He's currently leaning against, you know, a wall, and seeing you arrive, he just cocks his head a little bit. Seems to be sort of confused by the badge, but you know,
he knows the name on it.
He seems to recognize the stand. and just approaches. Hello. What can I do for you?
Badger
Yeah.
Brawn.
Badger Brook. Very
Sorry,
nice to
I
meet
was
you.
typing notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good day, sir. We're here on City Hall business. We're investigating the goings on in this street, and wondered if we might have a moment of your time.
Oh, well, unfortunately, all I have is moments these days. My name is Felix Bergrau. I am the architect in charge of that place now, since dear Rodolphe decided to just, not come to work anymore. This falls on me. So, yeah, Tell me.
Was it Rudolph or Norman?
I thought it was Norman.
Oh no, Norman
No,
was
the first guy that I thought that was Norman was the guy in the apartment. The guy at the
Yeah.
house was
Rudolph. Yeah, and he was
Yeah.
responsible for buildings 8 through 12.
he was
And-
yes,
Right,
And he
indeed.
was the one with the blood stain and the hand.
yeah, he's the one who met we think might have met it bad in.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Right,
as a
his
note-
letter
Is
Yeah.
that out of character? Or do you say that out loud?
out of
I know
character.
that's out of
Out of-
character. That's just to keep
out of
everyone
character.
so we all
Yeah.
know, because I think our characters
Yeah.
would know that, but we definitely are getting a lot of
Yeah.
info very quickly.
Yeah, it's just keeping track of info out of character.
Okay, so
Maybe later.
he's taking over
We'll
for
see.
Norman, or he took over for Rudolph?
Rudolph.
Took over for Rudolph, who wrote a resignation letter about family problems, and that
That's what I wrote, so I don't know why I'm saying Norman. My aide catching up with me.
Were you friends with Rudolph?
Not really. I'm actually an external contractor. I've been called in because, they had this shortage of architects, and Mr. Bongens was familiar with my work. So I arrived, and I'm still right now trying to take a good glimpse at the scope of the project. I'm not completely up to date yet. But no, I did not meet Rudolph, unfortunately. Would have been probably helpful.
Did you do you know another architect working on this project by the name of Norman surname? Did we get Norman's surname?
We did,
Yeah,
but
I
I
didn't
we
remember.
did,
Appleman.
but no.
Oh yes, I've seen him around. Not necessarily around the construction sites. It was more of a work acquaintance that I've seen in a few architecture symposiums. Nice fella. He seemed very invested in his work, from what I could gather. Those people who work too much have this sort of air to them, hair and kempt and stuff. But no, nice guy. Has a lot to say about architecture, for sure. He was a very good hire for the breakthrough, for sure.
Have you seen him recently?
No, not at all. I actually only arrived just mere days ago, and I didn't have the chance to talk to the other architects yet. I wish to do so at some point, because some of these incidents that have been happening are pretty unusual, I would say.
Has anything happened since you've arrived?
Since I arrived, no, honestly. Not only has not any incident happened, not a lot of work happened either. That's the main problem here. It's
Are the workers overly cautious by any chance?
they are so cautious that they're not working at all. We have been dealing with some problems all across the street. I'm sure you're quite aware. And
Yes.
at the moment, we are still awaiting shipments of new construction materials, and they still not coming. I know that the site at number 3 is awaiting a big shipment because they had some very big trouble with that, so they are first in line. So fortunately, I will come after that for my sites. But yeah, it's it's complicated. At the very least, I didn't have the same kind of, mass illness that they had in some other sites.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, number 4 was awful.
Do you
Oh,
have a
so we read.
Vincent or a Roderick working for you, perchance?
Vincent or Roderick? Not that I know of. Well, and you should start to like just point all the workers all one by one. No, no, never heard of those names. But
Oh, we just.
Mm.
I was gonna say we've heard of a Vincent who was coming around spreading rumors of a curse, and he seems to be bouncing around a bit. So we want to make sure you hadn't run into, or your workers hadn't run into them. He seems to be spooking people a little bit.
Yeah, no, he didn't come here, or at least not that I'm
Good.
aware of. But to be fair, the area is like, this is not the most important construction site on the whole breakthrough, so they don't really stop there that much. I would say if you really want to have some more information, like the one that had the most workers recently would have been number 4. Yeah, you should definitely try number 4. They are working without any direction right now. I'm probably going to have to take over also at some point. But I know that most of them recovered from what happened to them, so you should probably...
They were fainting.
Oh, yeah. They had... It was bad. From what I told, they had some... like vertigo and some very bad symptoms. They were not doing good. But apparently now they're all better. I mean, other sites have not been that lucky. I'm sorry I could not be of more help, but if I have anything, again, I'm still like trying to catch up on everything that's happening. But
Of course.
if I hear
You're very
anything,
busy, we understand.
Yeah, I will definitely send something to Philip or something. He would probably like give it to you.
Yeah,
Yes?
that'd be perfect. Yeah, Philip would be the perfect. We contact him regularly.
I just want to clarify something. It's September 7th. And
It
he
is
says
September
he's been
7th right now, yes.
He says he's been there a few days,
Yes.
but the notes say I entrusted the construction site to Felix on the August 13th.
Oh, that's just like that's a mistake on my part. I was just
Okay.
over exaggerating a
not
few
lying.
days.
Yeah.
No. That's
Okay,
not
okay.
obviously this is DM stupidity.
Yeah.
Oversight. Oh.
Oversight. Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
You're doing awesome, dude, man. Like, there's so much information I'm struggling to keep up. I don't know how you're doing it.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
We'll
I
give
agree.
you that one little slip.
Okay.
Just this one. Just one.
I appreciate you being magnanimous. Perfect. Do you...
I think we should know we're to number 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you are walking to number 4, we are going to stop here for today and take over next time. But here's what you don't see. Somewhere along the street, a man is just walking hazily, struggling to keep his balance. He's inebriated. He smells extremely bad. Many people are trying to avoid him. And he's just definitely craving for more of that wine that one guy offered him that time late at night. Who would start to work at that ungodly hour? That's so stupid. So stupid. Well, time to get more wine, I guess. But you do not see that. Maybe you will at some point. But this is where we're going to stop our very first episode of The City in Yellow. We will continue in 2 weeks, which will bring us to July 2nd New Zealand time and July 1st for the rest of the world. Hopefully with just like a few more people in the cast. So this is going to be a long campaign. Stick around. Many things are going to get answered. Many more questions are going to appear. I hope you're gonna have a great time. And in the meantime, don't go too far, because just a few moments from now, a horde game is going to happen. So, what is today's, by the way? Today is
Ghost in the Mist.
Ghosts.
Ghosties.
Going to a graveyard.
Yep.
So yeah, get ready for some spookies, and yeah.
Because the Horde's history with ghosts is like
stellar.
Spot
beyond.
on. Yeah.
Stellar.
Spot
There's
on.
never
Nothing
been
bad has
any-
ever happened with
Praise
ghosts.
The monies.
Exactly. Well, I wish you all a good time zone, and see you around in Strasbourg next time. Bye, everyone.